What's up everyone, this is Matt Mrozek, and this is my second unboxing / review kit for the evening. And this is another Sculpt by Sheridan Doose, or Doosey as I say. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, so Sheridan, let me know. I've been chatting with you for a while, I should know how to say your last name. And this is also, so sculpted by Sheridan Doose, produced by DXA Designs, same guy that produces the Apocalypse kit. I'll put links down to Sheridan's page, DXA Designs, and this is casted by Jo Du Couto. I'm gonna say his name wrong. Sorry, Joe. Give me a second. I want to say it. Where'd your shipping label go? I lost it. Had your name on it. Jo Du Couto. I think that's how you pronounce your name, Joe. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. Joe's got a Punisher kit that he'll be releasing. Quarter scale Punisher kit. He'll be releasing a little bit. I'll put a link to that too because it looks pretty cool, and he's having me do some paint work up on that. So this is the 1/4 scale Savage Land Rogue kit. Sculpted by Sheridan and produced by DXA Designs. Packaging is really nice. The box is actually pretty small, you know, but it's a female kit, so the box wasn't huge. And she's tall and not so like wide. So I was able to get this too. So let's open up. Everything's been in bubble wrap, so nice and protected. And we'll start with the base here. So we get that on, and maybe we can kind of dry fit her a little bit together. Now this being casted by not casted by Ownage, so I've seen Joe's work and I know he does good work, but he's not a mass production factory, so he doesn't have a team of guys in his house cleaning up castings to make sure they're absolutely perfect. So this will we'll have a little prep work, but not a whole lot that I've seen from other builds. So I can tell you right away just from looking at the base, it's impressive, really nice. So like the bottom off the sand smooth. That's not a big deal, but oops, a lot of texture, a lot of detail. Looks good. So sculpt looks really nice. Casting looks really good. Let's see if I see anything that I should point out. Just a few little pieces of resin sludge here and there, like little bubbles. Oops, something fell off. Good thing it's a bubble wrap. A little Dremel work will take care of that in a few seconds. Just here and there, little bubbles, but nothing I wouldn't expect from, a garage kit, so looking good. Okay. All right, so that's the base. I'm gonna back up here and unwrap some of the other pieces. I have to apologize for my awesome lighting tonight. I usually have a nice big soft box up here I was using for strobe lights, but I had to pack it up. So I had to do a photo shoot last night. So I had to pack up my gear and take it with me, and I have not set it back up. And my car, found out today, needs a new transmission, so it's in the shop, and all my gear's in the shop, in it with the shop, so that kind of sucks. This looks like this is going to be the torso. I always have a hard time with the word torso. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm Polish. What kind of made me want to get this was seeing Vinceville Customs paint up Orfici, as other people know him by. I'll put a link to his channel and his paint up. But this is beautiful. Nice sculpt, a nice detail, and just a mold line that I would expect to see with any kit down the side there. Just a minimal amount of cleanup. Nice. And like Vinceville said, nice kind of muscle pack on the female's figure. So she's a little buff. She's not, she's got some muscle tone to her. Looking good. Again, just a little bit of seam line there. Got to take care of. Again, guys, I say this all the time. If you don't want to sand, don't build garage kits. There's only been maybe 1 or 2 kits that I've complained about cleanup. And I'm not going to mention them again, but anyone who follows me knows those like very rare kits. Actually, there's only one I've really complained about, but I've built a lot of garage kits, and they all take prep work of some sort. The very exception is stuff you get from Ownage. It is 99.9% ready to go. This is going to be her hair. Or at least part of it. I know the hair's in several pieces. I don't want to break it. I'll have to get some new bubble wrap to wrap these up since I'm kind of destroying it. But I have rolls and rolls of bubble wrap. I got to pack up a bunch of kits this weekend and get them out. I got to pack up all the kits I sold people to buy this stuff. I've had a really busy work week, so I haven't been able to work at night. So here's the main piece of hair. You can see the nice big peg there that will go in the back of the head. But beautifully done. Really nice. You know, just your normal little bit of flashing here there, but it's like whisking right away. It's very thin right here. You know, basically I can go in there with like a toothbrush or something and clean it up. But it looks really good. And again, a lot of times on these kits, until you get primer on, you don't know the amount of prep work you got to do. On this one, I can tell it's not going to be a whole lot. So this has been packed really well. I mean, these pieces right here could have broken pretty easily, particularly this one. Got this real kind of thin strand of hair coming down. That could have broken off pretty easily in shipping, but it was packed very well. So props to Jo on that for good packing. Let's see what we got in here. Again, I'm not sure if I'll be able to put a lot of this together or if any of it together. It all depends on how well the keys are and if the keys don't need any cleaning up. I got the head, the arms, and there's a big flower that goes on the base. So here's a nice big flower, and that goes over here. There, fits in real nice. It's a teeny tiny bit of seam work in there and a few little bubbles. Again, when I'm talking about a kit and I bring up that there's a bubble or there's a seam line or there's resin sludge, that is not a negative thing to say. I'm simply saying that these are garage kits, and unless it's produced by a factory like Onage, these are guys in their house, in their garage, making molds and pouring resin. There will be seam lines, there will be bubbles, there will be little imperfections that you have to take care of. And the amount of that work depends on the caster and how well they cast. So this is the first thing I've ever seen from Jo, and I can tell right away he knows what he's doing when it comes to casting. It's really, really done well. There's cleanup, but it's very minimal. So, there's typical. I have a mold line going down the back of the leg. That's where you would split that. So, and on the front, it's like negligible, which is kind of, I always find that funny when unless this is a one-piece mold, which I don't think it would have been because of the undercut here. So Jo, maybe if you watch this, you can correct me if the leg was a one-piece mold or is a two-piece mold. But I don't see a seam line on the front here, just on the back. So my thinking is that this was a one-piece mold and this is where he just cut it down to get the piece out, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure if this is a metal peg or not. I'll probably end up cutting this off and just to be sure and make sure that's a metal peg. Actually, no, that's not a peg at all. That's it's not supposed to be there. I can take that off. Yeah, that's just supposed to come off because that's the key. And I'm not sure if it'll go in there. The key needs a little bit of cleanup on the bottom, but it seems like it fit in there pretty good. Again, this piece right here, this round piece, I can take that off. That's the vent for where you poured the resin. So I just broke it off. I'm worried about it. So that goes in there pretty good. Let's see if I can maybe I'll be able to get her to get together a little bit. If she starts falling over, I'm gonna take her apart, but I'd like to get a sense of the size of her. Yeah, so far so good. Looking good. Nice. Arms, here's the head. Getting a better light. I really wish I had my lights set up in here properly, but I couldn't wait to show these to everyone because they're just really cool pieces. Really nice. I love how the hair is separate. So like right here on the back, there's a mold line, but I don't have to worry about it because you're not going to see it. So this looks like, wow, nice fit. My battery's about to die, so I have to wrap this up. So a nice fit on the head, looking good. Hopefully my battery won't die in the middle of this. This piece of hair goes in here like this. I'm not sure if I'll be able to put this on without it falling off. I do not want to break the hair. That would be bad. But let's see. Okay, yeah, she's wanting to fall over with the hair on. It's just too top heavy with that. So I'm gonna take it off. But that looks really good. So the head feels like it wants to peg in really well. A little bit of seam work, but with the hair on there is too heavy. She's wanting to fall backwards. And the arms look really nice. I gotta speed up because my battery's about to die. Looking good. Again, very minimal seam lines to deal with. And then in here we're gonna have her spear and all the little parts. Like there's a bunch of little hair pieces that I'm not gonna unpack. There's probably a dozen little hair pieces you gotta piece in. So this bag, we have a bunch of little hair pieces, her satchel, little like kind of pouch. Is that a backpack? It's like maybe a bag. It goes on the side of her, a little sack on the side. And then we have her spear. So, cool piece. And is there a place in the, oh yeah, so the base, there actually is a key in the base for her spear. It tilts forward a little bit. Kind of like this. So, let's see if I can kind of give you an estimation on height, since I can put her head on without the hair. The hair is making her want to fall backwards. It's heavy. Okay, so without the hair, is she in frame? Almost all the way. Without the hair, she stands at 21 inches. So with the hair, I'd say 22 inches. So a nice size piece, especially for a female quarter scale. It's got that nice base, so it brings her up. Without the base, she is, again, without the hair. Without the base, she's right at 17, so I'd say 18 inches without the base. So a good sized piece for a female figure, a quarter scale. The Sculpt, again, by Doose, is really top notch. Jo did a great job in casting her. This is a really detailed piece. I like the way if you watch Vince Vell's review, I'm just saying to say the same thing, where the clothes are actually kind of draping off her skin. They're not plastered against her skin. There's actually like they're falling, kind of torn and falling away from her skin. Done really nice. The base is beautiful. You can go to town on the base with details. Maybe do some water effects in there. So another great piece. Just really awesome. So as always, thanks for watching. It's Matt Mrozek. We'll catch you guys next time.